Hello and namaste to dear students and all our fellow viewers. You are welcome to Teach Nepal. I am Bidur Neupane. Today I am gonna present you a new lesson of Compulsory English Grade 11 new course, that is Unit 6 of Section 2 under Literary Studies. The sixth unit is a short story called Two Little Soldiers. In this video I'll deal with the summary, analysis, interpretation, themes and question answers of this unit. Therefore, please watch the video till the end to get the complete understanding of the lesson. That is, students, let me start with the lesson. Before I begin, I would like to request you all to subscribe our channel for many new videos and updates. Please press the notification bell to get notified about our new videos automatically. Now let me get started with the story, Two Little Soldiers. It's written by Guido Maupassant. It's a uh, French name, so it's somewhat difficult to pronounce. Here we'll be dealing with summary analysis, question answers of this story. Now let me get started with introduction of the author. Henry and Albert Guido Maupassant was born in 1850, August 5, and he was a really popular French author, and his writings are mostly based on war situations because as a young man he fought in the Franco-Persian war, so we can analyze the different things related to war in his writing. Next, let me talk about the characters. Here are mainly three characters. They are the two little soldiers, Jean, Catherine, and next is uh, Lewis Ganidek. And next, another, these two are the soldiers, and another is a dairy maid or the girl who used to sell milk in the town. So these three are the main characters of the story. Now, let me very briefly tell you the plot overview. I hope you can understand the whole story after you get the plot overview here. This is and the setting also. This story takes place in uh, a country side of France, right? In the town, in the countryside of France. Exposition, you see, how do the story develop or how do the story begin? That's two little soldiers went out from their barrack. We call barrack, right? Barrack. Rising action. They made a dairy maid while they were in the countryside of France. Climax. Both soldiers fell in love with the dairy maid. Falling action. Jean was jealous of the love between dairy maid and his friend Luke. And resolution. Jean committed suicide by falling into the sea. That is the you say resolution of the story. Now let me start with the summary here. There were, as I already told you, there were two best friends, Jean and Luke. They were the soldiers. They were doing their duty in a barrack at the countryside near Courbevoie, northwest of Paris. At the weekend, they used to go to a forest near area near Bejons. They always stopped at the Bejons Bridge to admire the scene. It means the two little soldiers called Jean and Luke, they used to go out from the barrack in order to, you see, get some time for the refreshment, and that place was near to the Bejon Bridge. Bejon Bridge को नजिकै चाहिँ उनीहरू घुम्न जान्थे आफ्नो ड्युटी सकिसकेपछि. They went to the wood, means forest, where they had their breakfast, drank wine, and spent the whole day. They used to entertain there. One Sunday, they saw a milkmaid. Milkmaid भनेको चाहिँ milk sell गर्न हिँड्ने girl अथवा मान्छेलाई चाहिँ milkmaid भन्छ. With some cows for grazing. They became happy to see her, but did not talk with her. Right? They were real happy to see her, but they did not talk to her in the very beginning. Next Sunday, the girl greeted them, spoke to them a little, and went. Right, next day also they went there, and that girl greeted them, hi, hello, right? Other days she just smiled at them or talked casually. Next day चाहिँ अघिपछि जसरी hi, hello गर्ने हुन्थ्यो. And one day she offered them some milk, and next time they brought her. While these things were going on, हुँदा हुँदै चाहिँ के भयो, एक दिन चाहिँ that milkmaid offer, okay, milkmaidले चाहिँ आफूले ल्याएको दुध भाँडामा ल्याएको दुध चाहिँ उनलाई दुईजना बोइजहरूलाई राइट दुईजना सोल्जर्सहरूलाई चाहिँ उसले दिइन् र दे ड्राङ्क द्याट रियली एन्ड दे वर रियली ह्याप्पी and while they got back or while they came back next day the two boys decided what gift to bring to that girl होइन अब हामीले पनि केही लगिदिनु पर्यो भन्ने सोच्यो उनीहरूले and they watched her eating and they brought her some candies chocolate ल्याइदियो केही and they watched her eating those त्यसपछि उसले खाएको हेरेर बसेर आउँछ she again gave them some milk next day also she gave some milk to them in this way the intimacy or their friendship was developed त्यसरी चाहिँ उनीहरूको एकअर्काप्रति चाहिँ अट्याचमेन्ट अथवा एक खालको इन्टिमेसी डेभलप हुन्छ द टु बोइज स्टार्ट थिङ्किङ अफ हर अल विक so it means both of the boys they were attracted to the girl right to the milkmaid दुईटै सोल्जर चाहिँ उसँग अट्र्याक्टेड भएको बुझिन्छ right next time she brought them some plums and shared their bread and wine a little right so in this way they started sharing their belongings but next day uh, share biter and both of them were not revealing or both of them were not disclosing the things to each other even their friends दुईटा साथी जिन र ल्युस पनि एकअर्काप्रति चाहिँ उसको बारेमा सोचिरहे पनि they were not sharing the things to each other because both liked her है दुवैजनाले चाहिँ उसलाई मन पराएको हुन्छ but next Tuesday and Thursday Lewis took called Luke, not Lewis. Luke took leave from the barrack and went out alone for which Jean felt uneasy. अब हुँदाहुँदै के भयो आफ्नो साथीलाई म थाहा नदिकन ल्युकले चाहिँ बिदा लियो right and he went to meet the milkmaid on Sunday when both were together at the same place Jean noticed that Luke was quite changed his behavior was changed केही अलिकति आफ्नो साथीलाई फरक पायो अलिक फरक खालको पायो because you see Jean Luke was attracted to the lady to that milkmaid and he was might be in touch with her he was thinking quite differently about her, so he was changed. Jin did not understand the reason for the change, but he suspected a little. यो किन चेन्ज भइरहेछ भन्ने कुरा चाहिँ उसले चाहिँ एक हिसाबले गेस गरिरहेछ. On the way, they did not talk much and they even ate slowly. When the girl appeared, Luke went forward and she kissed him without noticing Jin. You see, they were kissing each other without noticing that. She sat beside Luke and they chatted. Right? So they were chatting to each other. Luke and that milkmaid, they were talking, they were just having somehow a romance over there. But Jean was noticing the scene there. And Jean was heartbroken. Now he understood why Luke had gone out twice from the barrack, right? Barrackबाट चाहिँ किन ऊ चाहिँ बाहिर आयो दुईचोटि बिदा लिएर आयो भन्ने कुरा चाहिँ उसले बल्ल बुझ्यो. Luke and the girl went to the cows, spent some time there, right? अब चाहिँ उसले गाई चराउन लिएर आएको हुन्थ्यो काउलाई ग्रेज गर्नलाई, right? In that way, both of them when there, she again kissed him while they were separating. It means these two, Jean and Luke and the milkmaid, they were in a relation, in a love, right? Jean was astonished and sat motionless. Astonished means surprised. He was somehow surprised, right? Because he also had some kind of feeling towards that girl. उसँग पनि उसलाई चाहिँ म पनि मन पराउँछु माया गर्छु भन्ने खालको फिलिङ्स भएको कारणले गर्दा चाहिँ he was surprised and motionless. She simply greeted a good evening to Jane. The two, but you see, she kissed Luke while they were separating, but she simply said goodbye and good evening to Jane. The two little soldiers sat by side, sat side by side, but speechless. They were speechless. They did not talk to each other because Jean had a type of feeling that might be bad feeling, right? And Luke was only thinking about the girl. So in that way, they did not talk to each other. Then they got up their way back. On the way, at Bajan's Bridge, Jean leaned over the iron rail, right? Now they have got back from that forest, from that place. And Jean was leaning, means ढल्किरहेको थियो, right over the railing, bridgeको रेलिङमा चाहिँ ढल्किरहेको थियो. Suddenly he plunged into the water and disappeared, right? एकछिनपछि चाहिँ के भयो पानीमा डुब्यो र त्यतिकै हरायो. Luke tried, then in that way he died, right? Luke tried to shout but could not. त्यसपछि चाहिँ हेल्पको लागि चाहिँ shout गर्न खोज्दा पनि he could not make a sound there. The boatman could not find his body that day. अब उसको body पनि भेटिएन. He returned to the barracks sadly. It means Luke returned to the barrack so sadly at the barrack. He tried to tell the accident, but he could not. He tried to share that accident or what happened exactly to others, but he could not tell that thing. It means what we can understand is just like the thing that is shown in the plot over here. The two boys they were in love with the girl, or they fell in love with the dairymaid, and uh, but that girl was loving to Luke only, as Jane felt Jane felt it harsh or bad, and he did not he could not tolerate the things that he did that he saw in front of his friend or in front of him, right? Like his friend Luke and the dairymaid, the girl, right? Doing some things like kissing, hugging, and talking to each other. This is somehow he was suffering from jealousy, and because of that jealousy, he committed a suicide. So, in this way, what we can understand is somehow the triangular love is impossible. Triangular love अथवा त्रिकोणात्मक love चाहिँ success हुँदैन अथवा the two friends they cannot love the same god, right? This is a triangular love story set in France. Like most of the French literature, it is based on love and human relationship. The location of wood and the countryside suggests love and peace. So here is a deep connection between two friends and who are enjoying the life. However, it does not last long. Love को कारणले गर्दा चाहिँ खालको friend relationship चाहिँ long last नहुन सक्छ. The situation changes when Luke falls in love with the maid, right? Jean becomes helpless. So in this way, the author is trying to highlight that even the strong bond between the two can be weakened by the involvement of the third person, right? दुईजनाको बिचमा चाहिँ अर्को थर्ड पर्सन आयो भने चाहिँ दुईजनाको एक खालको इन्टिमेसीलाई एक खालको फ्रेन्डसिपलाई चाहिँ त्यसले डिस्ट्रोय गर्न सक्छ भन्ने कुरा चाहिँ देखाउन खोजिएको छ. बेसिकली वाट वी क्यान अन्डरस्ट्यान्ड इज द टु बोइज क्यान नट love the same girl, or can fall in love with the same girl. Jin is astonished because his love is cheated by his friend, right? So because Jin also used to love that girl, or he had a type of feeling towards that girl. The suicide of Jin can be interpreted as a distraught mental condition, right? He was mentally distraught, so because of that, he thought that his friend betrayed him. होइन साथीले धोका दिएको कारणले गर्दा चाहिँ अथवा धोका पाएँ भन्ने फिलिङ भएर चाहिँ उसले सुसाइड गरेको हुन्छ. So let's see the critical thinking. The story is fantastic to read as it keeps the reader engaged thinking about what will happen the next. However, it can raise some questions in the mind of the reader. For example, the soldiers are associated with war and conflict, but not love. What is the use of introducing two soldiers in the context of a triangular love triangle? Similarly, the author has not revealed whether Jean is madly in love with the milkmaid to commit suicide. Right, his thought has not been much expressed in the story. This is what we call what comes in the four-level interpretation. So this is simply the critical thinking. So why has the writer done or not done these things that come under critical thinking, right? Moreover, it's not very realistic for a person to commit suicide for the sake of a girl who is not even much familiar to him. Perhaps he's more hurt being betrayed by his intimate friend. The Two Little Soldiers is about a triangle in love, which is completely unexpected, which has completely unexpected twist at the end. The story shows the compatibility, means difficulty of friendship and romantic love with change, discontent, conflict, betrayal, and jealousy. भनेको betrayal हुँदा jealousy हुँदा चाहिँ फ्रेन्डसिपमा हुने hurdles अथवा problemsहरू चाहिँ देखाउन खोजिएको छ. Themes are love, romance, betrayal, conflict, suicide. These are the major themes. Love, we could see the love of the two soldiers towards the goal, romance between Luke and the milkmaid, betrayal as Jean thought that he was betrayed by his friend Luke, and conflict, there is conflict, mental conflict is there because Jean was mentally distraught because of the betrayal of his friend according to him, and at last suicide as Jean committed suicide after he was unable to tolerate the things that was happening in his life. So this is all about the story. Now let me go to the question answers. So I have written the 5 answers of these questions. Here, why do the two soldiers spend their free time on Sundays away from their barracks out in the countryside? Means the two soldiers spent their free time and Sundays away from their barracks out in the countryside because they had seen a girl on the way was their maid, right? So free time. One thing they would like to visit that, and next thing is after they saw that milkmaid, right, or dairy maid, they started going there. Why does the girl become the topic of the conversation for the soldier? The girl, the girl becomes, this is girl, the girl becomes the topic of conversation for these soldiers because they both fell in love with the girl, right? But at last, finally, they were not talking to each other, right? Why does deception enter? How does or why does deception means छल अथवा ढाँट्ने कुरा चाहिँ कसरी आउँछ अथवा betrayalको कुरा चाहिँ कसरी आउँछ भन्ने कुरा छ. As both the friends were attracted to the girl, means milkmaid, Luke started visiting the girl even on Tuesday and did not return until 10 o'clock, right? त्यहाँपछि ट्युसडे पनि आफ्नो अथवा let's say beloved उसलाई भेट्न जान थाल्यो, even without informing his friend. Similarly, on Friday also he borrowed some money from one of his friends. एक दिन चाहिँ आफ्नो एकजना साथीबाट उसले पैसा थाहा लिएर गएको हुन्छ जुन कुरा चाहिँ पछि मात्र थाहा पाउँछ जिनले, राइट? So this made Jean worried about the relationship. त्यसले गर्दा चाहिँ अब उनीहरूको रिलेसनसिपको बारेमा चाहिँ उसलाई वरी गरायो, right? He found that Luke was deceiving him or he was being deceived by his intimate friend, that Luke, not Lewis, Luke. Okay. Do you think that Luke is a betrayer of friendship? Yeah, simply you can have two understanding here, right? I think Luke is a betrayer of friendship. If he wasn't a betrayer, he would inform his friend Jean while going out from the barrack to meet the girl on the working days, like Tuesday and Friday, right? And you can write, he is not a betrayer. If you think that, if you can have a strong logic for this, you mean to say that, you see, he is not a betrayer. Betrayer, होइन भन्न पनि सकिन्छ, okay? Next thing, what is the cause of suicide of Jean? Do you think that it was only a release of his love? Release अथवा love को कारणले मात्र suicide गर्यो? What was the thing? So the cause of suicide of Jean was the betrayal from his friend Luke and the love. I don't think the cause of suicide was only the release of his love. Jean was jealous of the love affair of Luke and the dairymaid, right? So एउटा रिजन स्ट्रङ रिजन चाहिँ के हो त, त्यो चाहिँ लभ, आफ्नो फ्रेन्ड दुईटा फ्रेन्डको लभ भन्दा पनि, राइट, हि वाज जेलस अबाउट द्याट लभ, राइट, अथवा बिकज हि अल्सो युज टु लभ द्याट गर्ल इन दिस वे, यु क्यान डु द थिङ. सो रेफरेन्स टु द कन्टेक्स्ट, कति स्टुडेन्टहरूले चाहिँ यसको पनि आन्सर लेख्नु पऱ्यो भन्ने कुराहरू भइरहेको हुन्छ, बट एज इट बिकम्स रियली लङ, राइट? सो वाट इज द central idea of this theme of this story? Theme we have already discussed: love, romance, betrayal, conflict, right? These are the themes. And next thing is that we can say, if a person enters into the friendship of two, right, then it can create a problem. It means the two boys cannot love a same girl. These things are the theme of this story. What are you doing here? Are you watching the grass? Or are you watching the grass grow? Who is the speaker, right? Or what does the word here indicate? Who does you refer to? These things यो कुरा चाहिँ हामीले बुकबाट इजिली को चाहिँ स्पिकर हो भन्ने कुरा थाहा पाउन सकिन्छ, right? In that way, please do the thing. What is the setting and style of the story? Setting I have already given you in the beginning. My story right? So is it good to have conflict between friendship and love? Is it morally good that a person and his friend can love the same person? So this has created a problem in the story, right? And what do you think about this? This is how you need to develop your creativity. तपाईँलाई ठिक लाग्छ हुन्छ अथवा यस्तो हुनुपर्छ लाग्छ भने you can write say yes, otherwise you can say no. It depends upon what type of strong arguments you can include in your writing. Okay, how to describe the triangular love? Simply, triangular love is a love between three. Okay, it's a love between sometimes it can be two girls and a boy, and sometimes two boys and a girl. Right? That's what you call triangular love. Love between three. That's what you call triangular love. So this is the end of the story. In this story, we discussed how the two soldiers, Luke and Jean, fell in love with the girl, that milkmaid, and at last how the love story developed between Luke and the
milkmaid that made Jean, her another soldier, feel worried about the relationship, as he was also in love with her, or he used to love, not well, not in love, but he used to love, or he had a feeling, right? So in that way, he could not tolerate the scene that love and romance between his friend Luke and the milkmaid. So, thinking that he was betrayed by his friend or he was deceived by his friend, he committed suicide, or Jean committed suicide at last. So, this is all about the story. If you have any queries and confusion about this story and explanation, you can write the questions or you can write the things in comment. Thank you so much for watching the video. Please stay tuned and stay connected for our